instantaneously upon not seeing the gas there. Did not quite do it quick enough.
Yeah, well, I think it was pretty close because he was actually making quite a few lings. The sunken was just a little bit too late. I don't think he realized that it was in fact a 9 hatch. Oh.
It's possible, yeah, he was thinking 12 hatch and then mass circling at him.
Indeed. So, a bit surprising here. Deska staying even with Ace, who was favored, pulling back 2 games in a row. Let's see what happens. Now, do note that I believe... Well, actually, I don't think we've really played a standard game with... I don't think I've seen like much Muta Micro at all in all 4 games. Just last game a little... Or, not last game. Game 3, there was a little bit. But it's been kind of decided by Zerglings in all these games. So let's see if we can see some more Muta on Muta action in this game. Here we go on Othello.
Actually, would not be... Oh, actually, you're going to do the...
And in the top left position as the purple Zerg, we do have Deska. And in the bottom position as the orange Zerg, we do have Ace. The map is Othello.
Othello, one of those maps where you do have an exposed natural expansion, but still a lot of distance, so it's a little bit more difficult to execute that sort of ling play. So I'm hoping we will see some more Mutalisks in this stage, but you never know. It's been completely off standard, all of these matches thus far, and I have to say I really like Deska's build selection last map. Let's see if he has something else creative that just, ZVZ, it's one of those matches where build order matters, and it matters a lot, not a complete factor. You do have situations every once in a while where you have a player like Jaedong who can beat you when you've gone 9 pool versus 12 hatch, things like that.
Indeed.
But still, build order is a big significant factor. A lot of players still feel like it is rock, paper, scissors. And having build orders that are creative like that on maps like that, it really pays off. Looks like we do see a spawning pool here early for Ace.
Indeed, it will be 9 pool versus 9 pool. But look at Deska's spawning pool. Doesn't that matter his gas? I'm pretty sure he's blocking his own gas, which would be quite a funny mistake for such a big matchup. Hopefully it's not his nerves getting the better of him. Of course, the players are aware that these matches will all be streamed, and it looks like it will be a gas for both players as well. Ace's gas actually a little bit faster than Deska's for whatever reason. But
yeah, I think...
Go ahead.
I think you're right. I think that actually airs the pathing of the drones and actually slows them down a bit. Ooh, this could be devastating. Actually, that could be basically the difference in this match.
Yeah. See, if I was him then, if I just did that, I'd basically mine enough gas to get ling speed and just go all in lings, because if he goes for mutas, that's going to hurt him more and more in the long run, right? Because obviously if it's inefficient, then the longer you mine from it, the bigger a detriment it is. So yeah, I would just get 100 gas, put all the guys back on minerals, and just try and kill him.
All right, let's see if he reacts or if he's just going to stick to a longer game plan. Both players still playing at one base. 6 Zerglings just now popping out for Ace, going to press up in the field, and I assume he's going to upgrade Zergling speed. It looks like we have basically identical builds up to this stage, but again, that's where the gas is going to play an even larger factor. Again, this is a match of centimeters, not even inches, centimeters in ZVZ. It's, I would say, the most precise matchup of basically any 1v1 game I can think of, really, is what it comes down to. Zerglings moving forward field looks like they popped out a bit early as well because there was some drones fumbling around to move up. So on top of it, Deska going to have to defend his front ramp.
And it looks like, though, Deska made me, or proved me completely wrong, and instead went for a fast lair, even before his Zergling speed. So Ace's ling speed is going to be finished quite a bit sooner, and he is kind of poking around the ramp, but there are equal ling numbers. I don't think he should engage up the ramp there. Deska should have a positional advantage, but there are more lings being rallied to the front for Ace. Is Deska making more lings? It looks like he is, but I think he made one extra drone there, so there will be a slight ling advantage for Ace. I'm not sure if he's going to try and press that. No, it looks like he's just going to camp the bottom of the ramp there.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to go for a bit of a seal contain. He's got some more Zerglings moving up in the field. Let's see if he decides to expand behind it. He does have that layer up. It is going to come out a little bit later. Or, and the other question is he's just trying to create a wedge? Is he basically, is he going to go for the sealer?
But somehow one Zergling gets into the main base. It looks like it's trying to get a drone kill. Doesn't quite manage it. I have no idea how this guy got up.
Wow, I didn't even see that moving, and it looks like continuing to press it, still picking off some Zerglings out in the field. Is going to see the Spire, but that scouting advantage, also that drone loss speed is absolutely huge. Absolutely huge, and that Zergling with the additional speed still going to be able to dive around here and create a ton of harassment, finally being dispatched.
Indeed, and Deska's actually kind of freaking out with his Zerglings a little bit. I'm not sure. I think he should make an arc of his own, like a concave, but no, looks like he's going to try and break out. I don't think that's the best idea. Ace had the better position there. Deska, I think, has a slight Ling advantage, but that should be negated by the positional advantage of Ace. Looks like both players kind of moving back and forth with these Lings, not going to go completely commit. But the Spire is almost halfway done for Ace, and it looks like it's actually over halfway done for Deska, so Deska's Spire is ahead of Ace's, given that he did go for Lair before speed, whereas Ace went for the speed first and wasn't really able to make use of it.
On top of that, Ace in a little bit more vulnerable situation. Big engagement actually in the front door, just working down the Zerglings. If Ace keeps these Zerglings towards the front door as soon as those mules hatch, essentially he's going to have to flee them immediately, but it doesn't look like it's going to matter. He's going to have to pull back his Zerglings anyway. 5-on-3 retreating to the base, and it looks like there's more Zerglings pushing up to try to provide some support. Wow, Deska has broken out, and it looks like he's trying to get aggressive.
Now this is really interesting because not only did Deska get his Spire faster, but he's also being aggressive with his Lings. So I'm not really sure how that works, having kind of the advantage on the ground and in the tech. Meanwhile, he is throwing down a second hatchery in his main base. Is there a second hatchery for Ace? No, there isn't. He's actually got quite a lot of resources. Going to make 3 mutas immediately just as his Spire pops. What about Deska? Deska looks like he went for 2 sets of Scourge first. This timing, I think, is actually just right. I think Deska's Scourge will reach Ace's base before the mutas pop. He will be able to camp those on top and snipe the mutas just as they pop. A very nice little move there.
Also getting a macro hatch just in case there was a counter on the ground, just to get those additional larvae to, again, just try to take domination of the air. If he can keep sniping those Mutalisks, get that second hatch out, and then continue to produce Mutalisks from what's underneath, he'll be in a fantastic position. Oh, the Scourge just missing the Mutalisks. See if he can micro his way out of it. Nice little micro box, and he takes out the first drone, but it looks like the second Scourge does, in fact, hit. I'm calling it drone instead of Scourge all of a sudden. So the Mutalisks out in the air, and this is actually a big advantage. Counter Scourge pressing, and now going to have to back off, and this is going to allow Ace to take his natural expansion while Deska just has to sit on that macro hatch.
Indeed, and I guess I was a little bit wrong about the timing. The Scourge were just a second too late. I mean, that was so close. If those Scourge were like 5 seconds faster, he would have sniped 2 mutas and been in an absolutely fantastic position. I think that's another reason he got this extra hatchery, because Scourge, of course, 25 minerals, 75 gas, very cheap on the minerals, so he had the extra resources to spare for that hatchery. And is now running home with his Lings. Actually, yet again, another Ling from Ace, sneaking into Deska's main. Ace somehow magically getting these Zerglings in. I don't know what's going on there. And he's also getting his expansion hatchery, which in the long run will be more advantageous than Deska's in the main, or in base hatchery, since it will provide the second gas.
What this is going to come down to for Deska is these engagements right here. He needs to dive in and try to catch Ace by surprise, not able to do so there, and actually losing additional Scourge. And the thing is being in a macro deficit like this, you need to protect those Scourge. You actually need to gather them up, and you need to make one decisive push with Mutalisks in hand to try to take that air advantage while you know you have a superior larva count. So just having that superior, basically a superior air combination army. Unfortunately, it looks like Deska expending troops that are precious to him at this stage, and it's allowing Ace, it looks like a pause there, allowing Ace to macro up. All Ace has to do is sit back and defend. As long as he can hold and keep that Mutalisk count growing, he will end up winning this match.
Yeah, and it's quite funny because in the first game I was noting how Ace lost a lot of Mutalisks to Scourge, really uncharacteristic of him. I do think he has pretty good muta control, but in this game showing that he's on the ball, so I have a feeling that just in game 1 he wasn't quite warmed up yet, but now after 4 games he is ready to go, ready to take out those Scourge, show off his micro, and he's been doing a pretty good job so far.
Looks like some more and second hatchery is up, so that larva deficit is going to equalize now for Ace. On top of that, he's going to be able to mine out of that. The Mutalisks trying to engage across the middle of the map, and Deska needs to press in, needs to do something now to try to slow this up. Starting to move forward, it looks like some Mutalisks going to be joined by the Zerglings, and it's going to have to be a micro-positional battle.
Indeed,
but Ace going to get the drones, though. Nice, and escape, and the Zerglings now attacking that natural expansion on top of everything else, going to try to take that hatchery out. While the Mutalisks are away, it looks like Ace is trying to chase down those Mutalisks to the bottom right-hand corner, but he's losing that hatchery in the meantime.
Indeed, the two-pronged attack, very effective by Deska. I don't know why Ace is continuing to chase down these mutas. I think he just wants to completely destroy the Mutaforce and then just go in for a big air counterattack for the win. But in the meantime, can he even hold off these Lings? He doesn't have that many forces in the main. There's a large number of Zerglings, an overwhelming number, only one Mutalisk supporting overhead. It looks like Ace is finally bringing back his Muta, but he's taking so much damage. The Spire is under attack. The Spire is at 400 HP. It's at 300 HP. Will the Spire go down? There's still a lot of Zerglings. The Spire goes down just as the Mutas come home. Ace in serious trouble right now.
Oh, now it's Deska's game to lose. All he has to do is get back to home base, defend, and hold. And as long as he survives against the large attack of Ace, he should end up winning it just because he has superior larva counts. Looks like he's planting 2 creep colonies to get spore colonies down, knowing that if he just holds out, he'll be okay. But eating some Scourge. In the meantime, more Scourge driving in, taking out those precious needles that he needed. It looks like one of those spore colonies is going to get worked out. Are there enough to go through the second one as well? And deal with the mutal reinforcements. It looks like that first spore colony being annihilated, that's going to actually expose the Spire, which is huge. Jones also getting picked off. Mutalisk just getting crushed. Wow, Deska trying to pull back, and this is turning into a ridiculously intense match. Zerglings diving in, wow. And all of a sudden, it looks like Ace might have just come back and with one fell swoop.
GG! Ace with the successful counterattack. Man, losing everything. So I guess that decision really was good. He chased down a lot of those mutas, really reduced the muta count, held off, or rather killed all the Zerglings in his base. So even though he lost a Spire and his natural, he just goes in with a huge number of mutas and Lings and just completely kills his opponent. So Ace will go up once again 3-2 against his opponent Deska, 1 game away from advancing to the finals.
Fantastic execution from Ace. Absolutely superb, I have to say. Knowing